Reddit title reads, Ghosted after amazing first date and I feel horrible. I'm 33 years old. I've ignored dating and relationships for the past 10 years after being hurt quite a lot. So this guy has no experience, and he has no experience, during his prime period where he's going to feel most energetic, most in need of a woman, and for whatever reason, he spent 10 years not even bothering trying to date or get into a relationship. So hopefully he's at a point where he's in a healthy place and he's got over these issues, which he hasn't specified here. But if he's going to go out into the dating world, he needs to make sure he's in the best way possible. Because girls are going to pick up very early on if you still got some skeletons in the closet. I've met this girl in her 20s 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's good that he's dating someone younger and funner. She just arrived in the country. We exchanged numbers. Sent her a message 1 week later for a date. She said yes. So I don't know the reason why she's in the country. I don't know if she's an immigrant or she's staying for a long vacation. But if she's only just been in the country for 2 weeks, she's not going to want to settle down. She's not going to want to stick with just one man. She's going to want to see what her options like. She's going to want to have a bit of fun, see what the men are like in this country if she's from a different culture, a different way of living. So if he's already going in with the mindset to try and settle down with her, to try and make sure you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, then it's not gonna fly too well. You're gonna come across as a bit too much. Amazing first day. We got a short lunch, then spent like 4 hours laying down in the park, talking, touching, lots of similar tastes, shared a lot, lots of flirting, so much butterflies in my chest, and so much feelings. Okay, so I'm not a fan of the lunch or dinner dates, especially on the first date. You want to keep it super casual, maybe stay for a drink or two. You don't want to be forking out money, having a foodie date, because she could be using you for food. But also, it's just not very romantic, and you're kind of stuck there eating in front of each other when the possibility is you two might not be a good match. And then you end up staying 4 hours laying down in the park. That is way too long. She's going to get bored. You're going to run out of things to say. And it kind of sounds like you're just a bunch of teenagers. Like, you're spending 4 hours in the park. Why don't you go back to each other's place? Why don't you go somewhere else for a date? Like, have 3 dates rolled into one instead of sitting down in the park, you know, talking like little schoolgirls with your picnic. So, you know, park dates are fine for multiple hours after you've met her multiple times or she's your girlfriend, but not at this point. This isn't the way to increase a romantic feeling. But he does say there was a lot of flirting, there was lots of touching, so that's a good sign. So you're not giving off the friendship vibe, at least you're, you know, crossing that boundary of physical intimacy. But there's a lot of feelings here. He says, "Oh, I felt so many butterflies in my chest, so many great feelings." He's kind of like hyping this girl up, and he's kind of coming across as the woman here, and she's going to pick up on that, and it's not a good vibe from her point of view. She seemed to want to reach for more contact, but I didn't feel confident. Okay, so this girl's like really into you, and of course you've been out of dating for 10 years, so you don't have a lot of experience, and she's going to pick up on that. She's leading the intercourse, so to speak. She's coming across as more masculine than you, and that's going to turn her off. Like, it might sound kind of cute to her at the start, but quickly she's going to be like, oh, this guy's not ready. I need to find a proper man. But it seems like obviously this guy's attractive enough and he's got good enough communication skills for her to find him attractive. But he just didn't take that next step with her. When we left off, it seemed she was waiting for a kiss, but I didn't feel right, and I just kissed her on the cheek. Yeah, you sound like an absolute woman right now, but you know, you've been out of the dating game for 10 years, and for this to be your first experience, it's not too bad, to be fair. And cut you some slack because it's all a learning experience, and this is just another coat of paint on your experiences and you developing your skills. So I'm sure going a few more dates, you're going to have a much better experience and you're going to take that step to give her a kiss. I then sent her a text thanking her, and she reiterated that she really wanted to see me again soon, and I said I wanted to too. Let me just have a sip of coffee, and we'll carry on this Reddit post. So it doesn't say when he messaged her, but I'm guessing he probably messaged her as soon as they both got home on the same day. You should leave it a couple of days, you know, create some mystery. Especially as you didn't kiss her back, she's probably thinking, "Oh my god, this guy doesn't like me," you know, and she's probably all like stressing about that thought. But you messaging her on the same day, saying how much of a great time you had, then it kind of ruins that mystery and that anticipation. So I would not have done that. She says she wanted to see you again. So okay, that's a good sign in the moment. That's how she felt. Let's see how she feels a couple of days later, and let's see if he sets clear plans, or he just carries on messaging her and ruining the anticipation of the next day and over talking and making her not like him as much as she does in this current moment. However, not much texting like at all. She also never initiated. Asked her one day later to see her Saturday, and she said she had other plans. Asked her the day after. She said she was busy this whole week. Then I asked her again today to meet next week, and now I'm being ghosted. Look, if you're going to ask her to meet up, you have to have clear set plans. And if she says she can't do that date, and she doesn't give you another date for a follow up, then it shows she's not that interested in you. The best way to ask these questions is not to give an exact day. Just say, "Hey, I want to see you. You know, what days are you free?" And then plan around that. Instead of saying, "Hey, let's see each other Tuesday at 7 p.m." She might not be available that day, and then you're in this like back and forth, you know, tennis battle, so to speak. But if she really liked you, she'd either clear her plans or she'd give you a follow up date. And she hasn't done that. So yeah, whatever's happened, you know, she's not that interested in you now. Maybe after your first date, she called up another guy, went on another date, and he smashed her back doors in, so to speak. She wanted that from you, but you didn't give her what she wanted, and she found a guy who's a bit more masculine and more confident, and she got what she needed from him. I'm feeling so bad right now. I almost want to puke. Okay, yeah, this guy is just so over the top. He's all stuck in his feelings, and bro, you met this girl once for 5 hours. You didn't even kiss her, and already you're putting her on a pedestal. There's many more women out there. Women aren't unicorns. They're all the same. They're all pretty. They're all nice. They all smell nice. There'll be other women, and this is just your first date after 10 years. So obviously you have some game. Obviously you're not ugly, so you'll find another woman. But yeah, you did fumble the bag for sure. Self-esteem has done a full emotional elevator in less than a week, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, she wanted to kiss you, so like you shouldn't have self-esteem issues. You just obviously handled it wrong in regards to taking that next step with her. I thought it was better to take it slow. I wanted to much go faster. Okay, that's bad English and bad speak. But restrain myself because she appeared so shy. Well, she wasn't that shy. She wanted to kiss you, kiss her back. Like you should be picking up on these signs. If she wants to kiss you, kiss her back. Obviously, she's ready to be touched, so touch her. I completely understand if you weren't getting the vibe and you went in for the kiss and she gave you the cheek, then obviously she's not ready for that next step with you. But she was the one leading it, and you kind of fumbled it. Now you should always go for the kiss on the first date because it shows to you if that girl's into you or not. And obviously this girl was into you on that first date. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, what to think of her or of me. Yeah, this guy just needs more experience. He's very deluded. So if I was him, I'd just go on more dates, have more experiences, and you'll forget about this girl in T minus 2 days after you meet another cute girl. And yeah, just go with the flow. And if you want to kiss her, kiss her. Don't worry about going slow or coming across as too much. Because if she likes you, she'll kiss you back, and you'll get the ball rolling on hopefully a great dating experience and maybe a possible relationship. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.